G'day everyone. We've got a special Talking Hawks mock draft edition with the upcoming AFL draft in mind. We've brought together some of our own AFL draft gurus. So we'll feature some live picks, trade scenario, as is the new AFL rules introduced this year. So this is not rehearsed. Arlo, we are missing one draft guru at this point in time. They're going to have some time pressure. So I'll just go around. Chris, fellow Talking Hawk, how you going, mate?
Yes, good, mate. Pretty excited to listen to these little experts do their business. Introducing Luke Smith. How are you, bud?
Good. How you going?
Yeah, fantastic. You already pumped up for this exercise?
Oh, yeah. I've got the first pick, so I'm a bit nervous, actually.
You'll be right, mate. You'll be right.
The calls have been coming all night for that first pick too, let me tell you. The pressure's on. Get it right, Luke.
Welcome to the show, Danny. How are you feeling, bud?
Good, mate. Good. Yeah, good to be here. Happy to jump on this morning and get this second round.
Yeah, awesome. So Danny, regular from Hawks Insiders. We enjoy those boys as well, but Chris is there on the timer. So basically, I'll give the rundown. So what can happen in this session if a trade is put forward when it's the relevant team pick? The guru will be representing the team. They'll just put the hand up, and what they'll do is go into a back room, have a bit of a chat. We'll see them there. But we want this to be interactive this time. So we did a first round. You might enjoy that. If you enjoy this, go back, check it out. Here it is. Here was our results from the first round. So while I'm explaining this, we want you to tell us, for any live trades that happen, what you think is, if you want to be a draft guru with us, nominate the trade that you think should be putting forward when we've called for a live trade. At the very end, if you've got some trades that you think should have happened and we've missed, let us know. You can go nuts on the gurus, let them know where they nailed it, where they've stuffed it, and anything that you think they've missed. So hang around to the end. But tell us who you think won out of each trade. So the father-sons here in this first round have bumped all of the picks down a couple. So we have Dacos and Darcy there in the father-son picks 2 and 3s, where they ended up after GWS put the hand up for them. So we are just about good to go. So stay involved as we go, and hope you enjoy this. Gurus, are you all set? Welcome, Reese.
Morning. How are we all?
Excellent.
So just before we launch into it, I think I'll just quickly summarise. So the father-son pick match by Collingwood, they lose pick 36, 38, 40, 46 and 48, according to where they match that bid. So they are left with pick 58. Bulldogs matching their father-son lose pick 23, 43, 44 and 45 and get 62 back. So they're left with 52 and 62 for our mock draft.
Excellent. Okay, so we're just going to follow the order as it is from what would have been Freo's pick 19 and move 2 slots to 21, which they received from Gold Coast. So I think without further ado, we will fire it all off. So, Luke, over to you. You've got Fremantle's pick 21.
With pick 21, we're going to be taking Jesse Motlop as an Indigenous Academy player. Just take the whole doubt of him not going past 40 and, take him on the spot. Small forward, crafty, and good around goal.
Brilliant.
Nice choice.
Surprised all those bids overnight, all those phone calls that came in, mate. You just didn't want to borrow it. Freo, get on with it.
I'll also cut in again, just to clarify. So Fremantle have Jesse Motlop and Eric Benning on their Indigenous next generation, but as different rules apply to the other next generation who can't be matched in the top 20. The Indigenous ones can't be matched in the top 40. So Freo picked him anyway. So, but yeah, if another team did pick him, Fremantle cannot match. So good choice by Fremantle.
All right, Freo really rate him then. Excellent. So, sorry, I've gone to Danny, North Melbourne's pick 22.
And with pick 22, I'm going to place a bid on St Kilda's NGA Academy prospect, Mitchito Owens.
Brilliant. why they are going Mitchito, mate?
I think he just gives another dynamic in terms of a taller, sort of versatile midfielder. He's highly rated by clubs, and I think that he's the sort of player that could add a different dimension to the North midfield if the Saints were not to match.
Brilliant. Reese, Hawthorn fan, but you get the one we've been celebrating about as Hawks fans. So Hawthorn 21, Alleer 23 we received from Collingwood. Who you got?
Actually, if I may, I would match, if I'm St Kilda, I would be matching North Melbourne's bid for Mitchito Owens. They're not going to let North take him at all. Cool. So as St Kilda, I will be matching that bid. St Kilda can take Mitchito Owens there at 20. North are going to miss out on this occasion, but for every reason that Danny said, he's a taller, he looks at home on a wing, and there is a really good chance. I know Melbourne have been talking about him potentially at their first pick, but if St Kilda can get him, if no one bids on him, he would be a fantastic addition to a St Kilda side that looked pretty sluggish on the outside last year.
Very good. Okay, so it's going to be back to you then, Danny. You get the...
Okay, am I doing that? I'm happy to do that. Yep.
You got to go North.
Yep, North Melbourne's now pick 23.
Yep, and in the same vein, I am going to pick from the Sandringham Dragons, Blake Howes. Howes is another sort of tall, versatile type who can play across multiple lines, and I think just adds talent and options and a very good athlete as well. So good compliment to North's list.
Brilliant. Reese, pick 24, Hawthorn.
Yep, so in our mock draft, Hawthorn have already got Josh Ward and Tyler Sonsie, so I'm going to go forward here, and the fact that this man is still on the board is absolutely beautiful. If he can
no build-ups. No build-ups. Who you got?
Okay. All right, Hawthorn will be drafting Arlo Draper. Who did have a season-ending injury, but he will be okay for round one. A lot of draft analysts believe he's a spark across the half-forward line. He's a clean user of the ball, and draft prospects love his footy IQ. So forward of the ball, this man oozes X factor, which is something that the Hawks could need in 2022 for sure.
Brilliant. Luke, Geelong's now pick 25.
We'll be taking Tom Brown. Wasn't eligible for father-son. Very athletic half-backman. But yeah, don't really want to lose him, so we'll take him.
Excellent. Short and sharp. Danny, Western Bulldogs, pick 26.
I think that one's been consumed by the father-son bid.
Yep. Correct. My apologies. So we've got Hawthorn.
So
pick 26.
So the Hawks, as they've just picked up Arlo Draper in the front half, I'm going to add a potential wingman, halfback flanker in Campbell Chesser from the Sandringham Dragons. Lightning quick, really athletic. The Hawks have had pace troubles in the past, and I think they just keep getting quicker by adding Campbell Chesser.
Very good. Fans, how are they going so far? Let us know. Give us the thumbs up. No live trades as at this point, Chris.
Bit surprising. I'm expecting more on the day. But yeah, it's hard to know what angle these clubs are going to come out. But I'm sure the boys have got something in store for us.
Yep, very good. Okay, on to Reese, Carlton, pick 27.
Yeah, and I will be drafting Judson, Clarke, local lad. Carlton need a spark up forward. Harry McKay's just won the Coleman medal. Charlie Curnow's hopefully going to be back to full fitness, and they need blokes at their feet to attack the contest. They got Chera and George Hewitt via last year's draft period and free agency period, so their midfield's fine. They seem set on their defense, so a spark up forward is the way to go, and Judson will provide that. He's a clever player around goals, high footy IQ, and he's quick off the mark, so Carlton fans would be very happy.
Nice one. Some amazing talent, and here we go. So Richmond, 3 in a row now. We're going to kick it off with you, Luke. Richmond, pick 28.
And the Richmond Tigers will be taking Leek Alleer with that pick as a athletic intercepting defender, and we kind of need to fix up our stocks in the key defensive side as well.
Very good. Danny, Richmond pick 29.
Danny, before you do that pick, I'd like to offer a trade.
Okay, here we go, fans. So you guys jump on your chat. I'm going to mute you all. So just let me mute them, Chris. And
there we are. Minute and a half, boys. Do your best.
Okay, fans. So who is going to be coming for Richmond's pick 29? If you're really good, what are they putting on the table to get that? When the gurus come back, let's just see whether they agree. It is possible that two teams may be represented by perhaps Reese one and Luke another to go for this pick. So Danny might have the ultimate call, but they will try to agree in this 90 seconds. So Chris, what are you thinking?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Reese throws a bit of a curveball with Arlo Draper, but it's just see Judson Clarke go so low in the draft. That did surprise me. But are the boys still going? Are they still
they've done. We've got the thumbs up. Unmuting you all, I believe. Welcome back. Okay, what was the bid put forward, Danny? And tell us whether you've then accepted or rejected it.
So Luke came with a trade offer of a future second round pick from the Bombers for Richmond's pick 29. And because the Tigers have 3 picks in a row here, we are going to accept that trade offer and stock up on a future second round, which will be very useful next year.
Excellent. Okay.
Go for it, Luke.
Fairly quick.
Oh, yes. And Essendon will be taking Jack Williams with that pick as a key forward prospect.
There we go. Bit of a hole. Tell us about Jack.
He's kind of come under the radar a little bit. He's kind of popped into the top 30 in most Phantom guides. Good mark, good lead, and a nice kick at goal. And, it's just got a lot of potential.
Yep. Well, look, it was lucky it wasn't the other way around, or Dodoro. I think the 90 seconds would not have worked there, but we've pulled this one off. So who have we got order-wise? Yep. I've lost track. Who am I on to?
Back to Danny.
It's me with Richmond at pick 30, and I'm going to place a bid on Josh Fahey from the Greater Western Sydney Academy.
Excellent. Tell us about Fahey.
So, really quick halfback flank, potential to move into sort of a wingman type role. Good user of the ball. He's a 60 to 70 metre player, so he's run and carry, long kick, clears the lines, and just a good talent. I think the kind of player that Richmond like off a halfback flank if GWS don't match.
Okay,
brilliant.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I think the Giants are slamming that match button as quickly as they can. This man with Lockie Ash for the next 10 to 12 years could be the most exciting halfback combo in the league. Would be absolutely amazing. And if he does move to a wing, he and Finn Callahan potentially could be also the combination for the wing. So, as quickly as they can, GWS are slamming that match button for every reason that Danny just said. So, sorry, mate, I've taken 2 off you, but it's the way it goes in the draft, unfortunately.
That's fine. Because the Tigers have taken, I had a couple of options here, but because they've taken Alleer with a pick 2 picks ago, I am going to go a midfield option and a really athletic midfield option, a tall midfielder in Mitch Knevitt from the Geelong Falcons.
Mitch Knevitt, so that was pick 31, Richmond. Brilliant. And now we are over to you, Reese, with finally West Coast gets what is now pick 32.
They do. Going to take a local lad with Rhett Bazzo down back. West Coast have got an aging, not saying he's done or washed, but Jeremy McGovern's not getting any younger, and they're going to need someone to tackle the Gorillas in the long term. Their forward line looks good. We've stocked up on their midfield so far, and they got Sam Petrevski-Seton, who they're going to make into a midfielder. So Bazzo could be a guy that may not play a whole lot of footy next year, but he beats his opponents and clubs of love the way he uses the ball by foot as well. So West Coast get a local lad, someone that can take down the key forwards when they make their next premiership push, you'd think, and they'd be ecstatic to get him there, I reckon.
Brilliant move by them for the West. Keep the locals. So, Luke, you are Geelong's pick 33.
And we'll be taking Toby Conway, the number 1 pure ruckman in the draft. And yeah, obviously they got Segler in trade period, but he's getting old, so is Reece Stanley, so they'll need someone in the future.
Yep, that makes sense. Easy, Danny, Sydney's pick 34.
I'm actually really surprised he's still here, and I'm going to make sure he doesn't last any longer. I'm going to take Maddie Roberts from South Adelaide. An absolute steal at 34 for the Swans, and they always seem to get a player like this in the draft, which adds to their talent stocks. Not that they need any help with their academies that they already have, but Maddie Roberts is a really good, solid AFL footballer. I think he comes in, and as a floor, he can be a Liam Shields type player. When he calms himself down as he's disposing of the football, he's a very good kick of the footy. When his issue there is a little bit at the moment, he rushes his disposal. So I think at an elite AFL club, that will be ironed out in a couple of years. So good pick for the Swans there.
Brilliant. Okay. A little flurry of Geelong here. So Reece, you've got their next one at pick 35.
Definitely do, and I am taking Conor Mcdonald. Geelong need to draft for Generation Next, and they've got a couple of ageing midfielders. And Conor is an outstanding young leader as well. He's a midfielder who always looks forward to the contest, so he's a guy that gets the ball and goes, which would suit Geelong's Generation Next beautifully. He's quick, he's tough, and I think he'd be a bit of a steal at that pick, but we're probably going to say that for the rest of the picks now because there's a lot of talent in this draft, but the Cats would be wrapped with that. They've now got a ruckman, they've got the defender in Tom Brown, they've now got a midfielder in Conor, so that's a well-rounded draft haul so far for them.
Yep, excellent. Adelaide, interesting, important one, I think, for them, even though we're down at pick 36. Who you got, Luke?
And Adelaide is going to go with Charlie Dean, key defender out of the VFL, and just to help out in that back line because obviously McCasey's still developing. And, yeah, they need some help, especially with Butts.
I wondered whether Hawthorn might look at him if he kept going down the order, but all good. Danny, Geelong, pick 37.
I feel like I'm the only one making bids, so I'm going to place another bid on St Kilda's next generation academy player, Marcus Windhager.
Okay.
Daz?
Yeah, look, I hate to spoil your party again, mate, but yeah, the Saints are gonna match the bid, yeah, which is why they've stockpiled picks in the 50s to pay for these guys, and he's got a bit of a bad back at the moment, which might affect his first pre-season, but he's a bit of a utility type, and the Saints will mould him into where they think he can best fit. But I'd love to know where Danny thinks his best position is.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I like the fact that, and that's why I placed the bid on him, because I like the fact that he can at the moment play sort of anywhere, bit of a plug and play where you need him. So I think that versatility and that ability to be a utility is going to be really sort of key in the AFL going forward. So I'm not sure where he ends up, but if they could turn him into a powerful inside midfielder, I think that'd be amazing for the Saints going forward.
Okay, so we have Geelong's pick just turned into 38 now.
38 for the Cats.
Yep.
I am going to. I've got a couple of options here. I'm going to go with a replacement for Jordan Clarke, and I'm going to take Alistair Lord from Norwood. He is a lightning quick halfback flank, back pocket type player who played some really good footy for Norwood this year. And I think I really like the way that he moves and the way that he sets up play from that back half. So I'm an Alistair Lord fan, and good Hawthorn name too, or Geelong name as well, because he played for them too.
Okay. Nice one. Couldn't help yourself. You had to give the build-up, the drama. Reece, you've got West Coast, pick 39.
I do, and I'm almost overwhelmed with choices here. I know that I took a defender. Oh, geez, this is tougher than I want it to be. All right, come on, Reese, make a decision here. Goodness gracious me! All right, I'm going to take. I am going to take. Oh, where's his name gone? There we go. I'm going to take Jack Avery for the Eagles. He was overlooked in the draft last year. He averaged 34 touches at Colts level before playing seniors and averaging around 16 and a half touches. In one of those games, he did get knocked and finished a game on the bench, which might keep that down low. I know the Eagles' back line is probably their weakest line at the moment, and this kid looks like Jordan Ridley and Luke Ryan, playing style-wise, had a baby. So West Coast fans will enjoy that, and I think they'll enjoy this draft haul as well as they move into a weird sort of transition phase of their older guys look nearly done, but they're not quite out the door yet. But they're going to have quality youngsters to step up, and he'd be one of them.
Yeah. So we have snuck into the third round here, and Luke, you've got Collingwood's pick 40.
Would it be Melbourne's?
Yep.
Next.
Collingwood's got absorbed.
My apologies. Got that one. Go.
And we'll be taking Kai Lohmann, a medium forward. Great speed, evasion and marking. And, good prospect for the Ds.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, lads, thank you. It's not as many live trades as I thought we might see. As we said at the top, unrehearsed. So want to throw it to the fans a little here. How have you found this? What have our guys missed? What are the trades now that you think? What did you think of their trades? Was there any that they were absolutely cracking? Any that they really, should be blown up, or some that we've missed? So let us know in the chat. What I want to do is just quickly throw around to you all, and I'll bring up the first round again. I want to know from each of you, what was the hardest pick for you in round one? What dilemma did you have, Danny, as you were making your picks here?
I think probably the toughest thing was, and it probably won't play out this way in the real thing, but to try to get another pick for the Hawks, knowing that they really like a couple of guys in that mid-teens range. So in the end, Brisbane made the trade for pick 16, and I was able to get Tyler Sonsie, who I know Mitchell is a big fan of. But whether that eventuates on draft night, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that was tricky in terms of just trying to work out where we could get back in as a Hawk recruiter, and who then we would take, because there was a few options there that I liked. So.
Reese, what was your toughest in the first round?
My toughest was Freo's second pick, as we can see with 10 with Neil Erasmus. I think I might have to put my hand up and say that I may have got that one wrong. I think they're going to take Matty Johnson, and the Eagles will end up with Erasmus. But even at the time, I was tossing up between the two, so I'm not too disappointed if I get that one wrong. But Freo would be lucky to get either of those two boys. Yep,
we're seeing a few last-minute, rumours and all of that. So it's interesting how things firm up, and I guess perceptions change. But Luke, what was your toughest one, round one?
Mine was probably St Kilda. I forgot that they're getting Marcus Windhager, and I took Ben Hobbs. I probably would have went with Josh Thin instead at that pick.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably my hardest.
Yep. And then, all right. Well, so we hope Chris could tinker away quickly so we could put a graphic up. He was trying his hardest, and you've got a compliment for your hair at least in the meantime, Chris. So
it is on point. I agree. He does look sharp.
I'm glad someone noticed, because our
no product. There's no product there.
I don't believe it.
Don't go too close. I don't want dandruff you. So all good. So we've got round two. How about we just do a quick recap? So we've got Fremantle, Jesse Motlop, St Kilda, Mitchito Owens, North Melbourne, Blake Howes, Hawthorn, Arlo Draper, pick 24. Geelong, pick 25, Tom Brown. There was a Hawthorn jumped in at Campbell, Chesser for pick 26. Judson Clarke for Carlton, Richmond, Leek, Alleer, Essendon, There was a trade there for Richmond with a future second round with the Bombers to Richmond, and Essendon took Jack William. GWS, Josh Fahey from their academy. Richmond, Mitch Knevitt, pick 31. West Coast, Rhett Bazzo, pick 32. Toby Conway for Geelong next. Matthew Roberts to Sydney for 34. Conor Mcdonald to Geelong, pick 35. Charlie Dean to Adelaide. St Kilda took Marcus Windhager with pick 37. Geelong, Alistair Lord. West Coast, Jack Avery at 39. And to round it out at pick 40, Melbourne took Kai Lohmann. So, fans, what did we miss? What did you like? Is there anything there that's going to happen? And while we do that, actually, what was your hardest pick, Danny, in this round?
I had a few. I would suggest weighing up between Conor McDonald and Mitch Knevitt for the Tigers at 31. I ended up going Knevitt because of his athleticism, but McDonald is just a ball pig. He just finds the ball consistently, and I think he would be just as good of a selection for the Tigers at that point. I don't think they could go wrong either way.
Yeah, interviewed and spoke really well too at the Tigers. Did Conor McDonald? I got a little bit of a family friend connection there. So, yeah, this kid's going to be a gun, and it's good that we had tough decisions throughout the draft. I think I've gained a lot of respect for the list management teams at footy clubs. Not that I didn't have any before, but goodness me.
What have they got on draft day? They got 5 minutes to make these decisions.
Yeah.
Tough.
The team. You'd have to be organised, wouldn't you? So, Reese, your toughest?
My toughest was actually my last one. The Eagles, I sort of had when I knew the order, and it was hard to predict when players were going to go, but I was sort of tossing up between Jack Avery and Angus Sheldrick, who was the MVP of the state championships. He was an inside midfielder with that sort of work rate and footy IQ that clubs are looking for. The reason why I went Avery more so is I feel like West Coast have got maybe too many like Sheldrick, even though in 3 years' time he might be better than some of the Eagles they've got there. But I think they need some help down back, the Eagles, in order to launch into an aging forward line. So I went with Avery there.
Yep. And before we get to some fan questions, I've put up a few possible pick swap scenarios. Luke, what was your toughest this round?
It probably wasn't toughest. I think it was more of a mistake on my behalf. I took Leek Alleer with the Richmond pick, but I forgot that we actually took Josh Gibcus earlier in the first round. So if I had my time again, I would have took Jack Williams, which I stole anyway with Essendon. So.
Which, by the way, if I can swell Luke's head for a bit, that was the best pick I think any of us made throughout that time. That was absolutely brilliantly thought out. I think both clubs would do it, and Essendon, Jack Williams and Ben King potentially round 1 2023 would be frightening.
He's called a trade a year in advance.
Yeah. You heard it here. Round 1 2023, Ben King's going to be at the Bombers. So Bombers fans, there you go. I'll take my residuals when it happens in about...
You heard it here first.
Great. All right, so let's just have a quick squeeze here. Thanks, Kitchen. Maybe a Tigers man here. Andrew's asked, would swap 21 for the Cats 32 and 34? Would that happen, guys? What do you think? Let's give Andrew an idea.
No, I don't think so. There is a lot of depth, but that sort of early 20s is some really quality talent. I think potentially if you're going to look at swapping, I'm assuming he's meaning the Hawks 21 before bids were placed. I'd possibly look at our third pick, 24, wherever that moves down to, 26, but I wouldn't be doing it for our second pick.
Okay.
It also wouldn't surprise me because we couldn't do it today because of some complications that it might be too complicated to explain, but because we couldn't work with the Dogs pick 23 because in our mock draft it was absorbed, I think Geelong are going to go to the Dogs and go, here's pick 32 and 50, which would give them more points so they could cash in and potentially get a better pick down the line, and the Cats would move up and take 2 in a row, and they'll be looking at sort of drafting that generation next, as we said. So if that sort of Geelong draft is going to happen, draft pick swap is going to happen, it's probably going to be at that Bulldogs pick 23. And I agree. I think we'll take 21 and 24. And I really, really hope that we do end up trading into the teams, whether it is that Brisbane 16 or even Richmond 17. Would be fantastic, whether it's for Sonzi or for even a Zach Taylor. But like you said, like I keep saying, I'm biased and I love the man, so I'll follow him wherever he goes. Big Zach.
All right, so we've gone to our pick 40 in our mock draft. Who was stiff to miss out on being picked? That it's got a lot of potential. Maybe if different set of eyes, different recruiting teams, it would seem slightly different. And who's been stiffed?
There's a few, I reckon. I'm happy to jump in first, but I'd say probably the 2 stiffest, maybe the 3 that I have rated next. Angus Sheldrick, and Daz touched on him before. I think he probably misses out, but in the top 40 just because of the needs of the guys in that sort of late 30s section. He's a in and under, little ball getting squirrel in, get the ball, handball it out to the runners sort of player, but he's very good at what he does. And Paul Curtis is probably the other one that I think is will probably go a bit higher than what he's gone in this mock draft on the real night. He's a very crafty small forward with a great sense for goal. So, and then the other one I had was Talking Hawks' own Sam Banks, who I think probably goes in and around the late 30s to late 40s in that group. So I think he's a beautiful kick of the footy and a cracking bloke, as we've seen from your previous video with him, Matt.
I don't know if we can claim him, but yeah, check out Sam Banks.
Too late.
Interview with him.
No, we have.
I love it.
Matt, don't do this whole, don't turn on us. No.
Yeah, don't do this humility thing, mate.
No, I'm a big fan. Oh, look, if he gets drafted to a Melbourne team, he can come to my house for dinner, mate. I like the lad. He's good. Hawks love a Tasmanian as well. So Hawks recruiters, yeah, Sammy, have a good look. So we've also done interviews recently with Chance Bateman and Rick Ladson. So check those out. When we get our subs up to 800, we'll drop our interview with Jordan Lewis too. So I would love to hit 1,000 by Christmas. It's a stretch, but anyway, help us out if you like our content. So who was stiff, Reese or Luke?
Do you want to go first, Luke, or?
Yeah, I've only got the one.
Yep.
I've got Jake Saligo, a midfielder forward from the Eastern Rangers. He's got a beautiful kick, penetrating kick. Very good by clean hands and an accumulator. And he's probably the one that I would say that Danny didn't say. Oh, good.
Sure. Reece, any left?
Yeah, I've got a couple. Chad Warner's brother Corey had the best 2K vertical jump, standing and running. So this kid's an outside athlete, and I think he'll be looked at maybe as a guy that once he gets potentially his body more footy ready, might be a team that jumps in, drafts him, molds him for a year, and then launches him into 2023. And the other one I've got is Patrick Cripps' brother, Josh. So calm down the brother right there. He's a 2-meter ruckman who is a forward-centric ruckman. So he's get the ball out of the contest and go forward to the stoppage. So it wouldn't surprise me if someone picks either of those boys up as a bit of a project player, but they were a bit stiff to miss for mine.
Yeah. Brilliant, guys. Ben, amazing. Thank you. Our experiment to see what it might be like on the night. It's coming up Wednesday and Thursday, AFL Draft. Check it out in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on what we missed, what you'd like to see, any picks. Go to town, let the boys know, give them a high five or let them know what they've stuffed up. We would love to hear. And look, if you've enjoyed this, let us know. We'd really appreciate it. And I'd like to thank, if you've stuck around, Base Compression supporters of Talking Hawks. They've got some great gear. Christmas is coming up. If you love it, it's streetwear, compression wear. Check it out. We've given a few of our guests some base compression gear, and we've had some great feedback from them. So in the description, you get 20% off. So enjoy that. Reese, Luke, Danny, thank you very much. Chris, timekeeper, any parting thoughts, gents, before we go?
I just think Maddie Roberts taken down low and Judson Clarke. Geez, they slid for mine. But tough job, boys, in the hot seat. Well done.
Yeah, I think we were under more pressure than the actual list management teams were. They got 5 minutes, and we were flying them out. So if there are any job openings, I feel like we've got 3 damn good resumes here. If any clubs are listening, so get on board, I reckon.
The ultimate self-promotion. Reese is also or Daz Knight. Daz Talk Sports. Check him out on YouTube. Luke, parting thoughts.
Chris said something about not many trades happening. Like for that first hour before our show went live, I was trying to find trades. Fremantle was one team that came up, but then you go to do a trade with Richmond and they've got no future thirds or future fourths and just gives you a headache. So I ended up just sticking with the Bombers one. And it was great fun anyway.
Good stuff. And Hawks Insider contributor Danny Prinsey, parting thoughts.
Yeah, I think mock drafts are hard. Is my parting thought. I think there's a lot of ways that these things can play out, right? So and when you're doing it on the fly the way we've done it, you might have a player or two in mind, and if they get taken the pick before, then you got to reset and go, okay, well, what does this club need? And and you're doing it really quick in real time. So it's tricky, it's hard. But I think the other parting thought that I have is there's a lot of talent in this draft. And in the top 2 rounds of this draft, I think a lot of clubs are going to have varied opinions on their players. And I think there will be some surprises because it's so deep. So, it's going
100%. To be great summary. My parting thought is I think we might see that what will be pick 21 from Father Sons, Fremantles. I think we'll see a lot of teams maybe put those Godfather offers on the table because there's, as you said, a lot of talent. So let's see on the night. That's my call. Everyone, thanks for joining us, and we will catch you all soon. Ciao.
See you guys. Go Hawks.